What did I do?
It was just like, nothing. You did nothing. Clap. Why don't you clap, Robert?
Because I did nothing.
All right. Welcome back to the Sketchbook Heroes podcast with me, Ilias.
And me, Robert.
Episode 131 with me. No, just kidding.
Yes, out of order. Yes, always.
Yes.
God, I feel so off.
Same.
Like
Last time it took us to go from the restaurant back here to lose the energy.
Yeah.
Now I lost it over there
at the restaurant.
At the restaurant.
Yes.
Like we
are.
We just did all our
regressing.
Like we did all the good jokes there, and then I was like, "We're out.
Yeah,
this is it." But we tried the other way around as well. The record first, eat later.
Yeah, no, that was not a good one.
That was worse.
That was bad. All right, but yeah, we're back.
Yeah, we're back, and this week we're going to be talking about creativity in all its forms and in our derailed fashion, I guess.
Well, is there any other way? There is no other way.
I think we've tried doing it other ways, but that just sort of tampers with our creativity.
No, I think we think we've tried.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I am fine with that. I am very fine with this.
Yes. Also, I am also fine. Yes. How was your week, my friend?
My week was nice. I've been out a lot in the sort of super, super, super cold weather, but not Canadian cold. We're talking about reasonable amounts of cold.
What's Canadian cold?
It's like 39 Celsius.
Oh, nice.
It's
like proper north.
Negative.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm. We had 13.
Yeah.
17. That's fine.
I mean,
it's not
still
great.
Fucking cold.
It's fucking cold.
Yeah.
But it's not, I'm going to die if I go outside cold, like they do in Canada.
Exactly. You're going to die super, super slowly.
Exactly.
If you, stay out too long.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Cool story, bro. Shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have I done anything exciting? No.
No, just work.
Mm-hmm. And Sketchbook Heroes intro.
And Sketchbook Heroes intro.
That's what I've been doing this week.
The flippity flappy.
Yep. No one has seen it yet. Or maybe they have.
Maybe they have
by the time this comes out.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Cool.
Hopefully this will premiere the thing.
The intro. I need to get scratchy sound as well, drawing
Yeah.
For the thing.
I just thought no, I'm not going to say what I thought.
Cool.
I'm
we'll
trying
save
to be
that for later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's lose the podcast sponsors later.
Yes. Lure them in first. Yeah. And then disappoint. That's how we do. Yeah.
And you, man, how have you been?
And me, I've been pretty much same. This week was very much slower than the previous one.
Mm-hmm.
So only worked maybe half the week, which sucks because I need monies. But it's also been kind of nice to get a little bit more time to just chill out a bit. And me and Sana went on a little getaway this weekend as well, just to sort of...
How was that place, by the way? Was it empty of people?
No, it was actually reasonably filled. I think compared to any normal days of the week, I think that was probably very slow, but it was still people around. You didn't feel all alone. But it sucks because, they closed the restaurant at 8 and all of that stuff they have to. So it felt like as soon as you start getting into it, you have to go to your room. They can still bring you stuff to the room.
Yeah, to the room.
So we got
not.
Because we took this package deal thing, which was really nice. It was $200 a head, and you get the full spa thing, the hotel, the five course meal, breakfast, afternoon tea, so much included in this thing because it's the weekend before Valentine's Day. So obviously most people try to book it for Valentine's, I guess. So we're just trying to stay ahead of the curve. But yeah, so Jesus, so much money's worth. Not that I had that money either, but still worth it. But yeah, so we had that 5-course meal, and it was so slow that we couldn't get the dessert in the restaurant. So they had to send that to our room just to obey the law. So we got like, a nice drink and dessert in the room, and then just got extremely fucking drunk for some reason. Like,
was
crazy
that what
drunk.
Sana was like referring to when she said, "I still feel hungover"?
Yes, that's because I feel the same. Like, it's still definitely there. Like, I'm very much slower today, which obviously helps this podcast so much.
So nothing says good podcast as really tired hosts.
Exactly. But no, so had a great time. Outdoor pool and all this stuff in -13, which was an experience. Like leaving the pool, because the pool was heated to 38 degrees Celsius.
Very good.
So it's like bath water almost. But as soon as you leave, like the whole ground is ice. So you even get that stickiness to your feet against the ice, and also the handrail was metal. So it felt like, a scene from Dumb and Dumber almost. Like you just get stuck on it. It's like, So that was an experience. But yeah, so fucking worth it. Högberga. Gård. Thanks. Yes.
I remember because you asked there at the restaurant too.
I keep forgetting it. Yeah.
Old people.
Very much so. But yeah, apart from that, fuck, nothing. Just mundaneness.
I agree.
Yes. So yeah, what are we talking about today?
Didn't I say that? Creativity?
Yeah, I guess you did.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I did. And then we're going to follow up with your poster stuff on the tool segment.
Yes.
And by the end of this, we'll be talking movies, shows, whatever.
Whatever. Yes. So let's just fucking dive into it. Okay? Intro song. Please.
Intro song.
Just fucking...
Clap it. Is that your...
I don't know. That's my new clappy thing. Try to sync it up. Yes.
It's going to be so easy to follow.
Yeah.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons. Even with beards and tattoos, they haven't changed at all. Failing sketchbooks every night, getting better way they climb. Sketchbook hero, imagination burning. Sketchbook hero, pick up the sketchbook hero. They don't seem to have any life.
Just like spikes everywhere in the sound file.
Pow, pow. Yeah. And we're back.
And we're back.
Yeah.
So,
Creativity.
Yeah, I'm going to need
The
notes
correct
for
word.
this.
Yeah. I'm going to try to avoid my notes.
Yeah, I'm
as
going to
much
do that as
possible.
well, but I'm not going to remember any of this.
And yeah.
But what is creativity, Robert?
Yeah, what is creativity? I don't know. I think, like, what is creativity is something that you probably can't really answer. It's like just coming up with things is being creative. But,
Ideas or,
yeah. But what is being a creative is, I think, also interesting. And that's something that I got caught up in this week because I thought I found a clip and the notes say, so the clip that I watched was being an artist is lonely. And we have Dr. Ken Atchity talk about his sort of experience about just being a lonely artist or something. Like he's a producer and a writer, and he just talks about like his process and just creativity in general. But the fact that not everybody, but most artists are in some way or shape or form lonely because you are trapped in your head with your creativity. And the people around you don't necessarily speak that language. So when you try to explain to somebody about your process or what's going through your head, they're going to look at you like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like they don't understand what you mean. And I think it's difficult for a lot of creatives out there to, well, maybe you have a girlfriend or boyfriend that you want to explain this thing to and you really, really try, but they look at you like you're some fucking alien just speaking like gibberish, Swordberg style. That was not a Zoidberg. I take that back.
Worse.
Yeah.
More like a Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
No, just kidding.
Zuckerberg. That was definitely a Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. Whatever.
But I found that really interesting.
Mhm.
Like the talk in itself was like, I didn't get
But the ideas
exactly
sort of that you
like
got from it is
yeah, it spawned something in my head that I
Mhm.
wanted to explore a little bit more. And then I sent my notes to you, and then you came back with, let's just talk about creativity.
just to boil it down to the one thing.
Exactly. So I mean, almost like the What is Art episode, second
Yeah.
episode.
And,
I guess this is similar to that. Like, let's
Mm.
try to narrow down what.
And
we
to me,
think
I
that
think
is.
creativity, I would say, is like the ability to sort of generate ideas or to like connect ideas, stuff like just
Yep.
like the way that we do it. There's like a million ways to do one thing.
Yeah.
And finding those solutions or those
That is being creative.
that is being creative. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you're an artist or if you're just like someone that's really good at sort of like CrossFitters, like how they can sort of like, because when they compete, they don't know what they're going to compete in.
Oh, okay.
They just like, oh, you're going to bike and then you're going to do this and then you're going to do that. And they're like, okay, I didn't train for this, but they still do,
So they have to be ready for everything.
Exactly. And then
Find a creative solution
to all these problems
All
that
right.
will appear. And that's why I kind of like that as well. Like people that can, like, sure, you get like stunned by the what's happening because you weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
Then adapting and coming up with ways of sort of like,
overcoming.
overcoming it. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a creative person.
Yeah.
They don't just like, they're not stuck in their head in that sense that like, they just start generating ideas and those ideas can, be useful.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, not all ideas that we come up with in this podcast is the most useful, like
No.
glory holes, but had to get one in. Yeah. Yeah.
Good one. Very good.
But I mean, I guess a creative person can listen to this podcast and actually get something out of it too. Like, I actually mean that as not a joke, but
Mhm.
like, we feel like we're just rambling on about stupid shit. But for somebody else that has a more open mind,
Can find the
yeah,
nuggets. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. Which is why we keep battling.
Yeah, but I
So-
think also creative people find, like some people just do as they've sort of like as they're told.
Yeah.
But some people are more of like they dissect what they've heard, and then they plan after their own crazy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like this works for me. I'll
Yeah.
grab this thing.
Mhm.
Like this whole philosophy is cool, but instead of wasting time trying to do that for a year, they take what works, and then they use that and
Jump ahead.
jump ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's how a lot of people sort of like they're really sort of like seen as creatives. They do that. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
they see what works for them. They have this ability to sort of take away all the unnecessary stuff, to the extent that you can,
Yeah.
and then just grab what really is essential to them.
Yeah.
That really like has a benefit to them, and then just
And that is the cool thing about being an artist in general, or
Mm.
like a creative, is that if you have 10 of those people and they all get the same assignment, it's going to be 10 different things,
yeah.
which is like just that.
But isn't that the same thing with anything really? Like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
feels like it is a common thing. Like
Yeah.
no matter like what group of people you sort of
Well,
throw.
yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. I
Like,
guess.
I mean, you have people that are mindless robots and just programmed to do and think the exact same way.
yeah.
So
I
like,
guess.
with them, maybe that wouldn't work. But I
I
mean,
don't live-
even-
that's the thing.
I don't want to say that either.
But no,
like-
but we do live in our bubble. Like yesterday, I met someone. Like this doesn't happen very often, but when I talk about what I do, and I usually like nowadays I don't tell people what I do unless they really ask. Like I'm not trying to like I don't feel like I need to prove myself to anyone
you're
anymore.
not bragging.
Or I'm not.
No.
I don't have that need. But when this subject comes up, and this guy yesterday, he was like, "Oh, that's awesome! Like, how do you get what you've drawn sort of like into the computer?" I'm like, "We do not live in the same bubble," and that's sort of like when you realize you're in a bubble,
Yeah.
Like when you meet people that have normal jobs, and I was like, because I was talking to him first, and I was like, "Oh, dude, what are your like because I talked to him and he was like, oh, with Corona, I'm like, I lost a job that I liked, and now I got this other job. It's not what I want to do.
What does he do?
It was some type of service, like with cars, something like he was
he's a
like, servant for cars. Yeah. Do as you're told, human. No, but he worked like not with the sort of like with the mechanics and stuff. He was more on the service side, like, oh, well, they fixed this in your car. This is what they've done, and so on, something like that.
Because I was like, how far away from the artsy life?
No,
is
it is.
this person,
it is very far. Because I told him, because I asked him,
because he works with a computer.
No, like, but he's some type of service. Like, I don't know.
A butler.
Like I didn't understand at all. But I was like, oh, but what are you? Well, like, but if you could choose anything, he was like, oh, I would like to get back to that other place where I did that thing. That was basically the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is not. No, just like
just no.
But he just wanted this normal job, where he just we write some emails, we take some calls, like we check
like
what
an administrator type
dude, basically that.
Yeah. Oh, that.
And he was so satisfied. That was his like, because I told him like, if you could just like pick anything right now, like what is it that you want to do?
Butler.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is.
Buttle my penis.
What?
Family Guy. Come on. Everybody knows Buttle my penis.
I don't.
No. Buttle it. Nope. When they get rich, I think he wins the lottery. Then he has the butler.
I don't remember.
And a penis butler.
No.
It's funny.
It's you should have been there.
Yeah,
it was funny.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, creative. So I wrote down, how do you protect your mind as a creative?
Yeah, that was in the video you sent me.
Yeah.
I did watch that one as well.
And that is an interesting question.
I didn't agree with him though.
No, there's
entirely, because
exactly.
he talked about this girl that was at a party and someone asked her like what she did or like what the hell.
Yeah, I mean, so it was
She
two
was
girls.
an actress.
Yeah, exactly.
They were both actresses, I think,
Yes.
in the examples. And what do you do when they ask you like, oh, what have you been in? Like, what kind of, what are the biggest movies you've been in or something?
Yeah, what's the biggest thing you've been in that I've seen lately?
Yeah.
And
she,
so,
the first one, I think, ran home crying or something like that.
Yeah, but it was like they told her, so like, when are you going back to work for the post office in Alabama or whatever?
Yeah, wherever she was.
And she didn't have a good sort of comeback to that line.
Yeah,
like, and she broke down and
I guess
crying.
were people questioning her line of work. As an artist, we always get questions on the path we choose because, lack of money and so forth.
But the other one was, she got that question. Like, what's the biggest thing that you've been in that I've seen lately? And she said the Pacific Ocean, which is pretty, like, it's such a great answer to that question.
Answer, but
I mean, it's also because we're not actors. We're not actors in Hollywood.
No,
we have no idea what they go through, like trying to get, just famous or fame. Yeah. Working as, I don't know, pretty much slaves, I guess, waiters or whatever it is, like whatever shit job they can get. I know,
calling everyone a slave.
Yeah, servant actually.
Servant.
but I mean, it's probably like so devastating getting that same question all the time.
I guess so, especially if it's not going well.
Exactly.
I guess that's when the sort of.
But it's also understanding the person that asks that question, because obviously that is the first thing that you want to ask. If you said that you're an actor, then I would be, what have you been in? Like, have I seen you in it?
Of course you ask that because it's interesting.
Yeah.
Like you want it, like, oh my God, did I see this? Or like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody saw skills.
But that old man, though, he was like, the first girl shouldn't have been at a party if she couldn't answer that question. I'm like, you shouldn't be at that party because you're an asshole. Like, of course she could be at a party.
Yeah. Like
you can't have it all figured out. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get burned at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I gotta, I got to find all the solutions to every fucking scenario that I could ever end up in before I can go to this party.
Yeah.
Then you're not going to become that actress that
No.
you so sought after.
And this
you know?
is like a Hollywood producer dude. So
Oh,
like,
was that what he was?
yeah,
Yeah, he did say producer, yeah.
So like that's probably why he
But he made some good points as well.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But it's also like he I think what he means is that you need to have that backbone in a way. Like you need to just
Dude, of course.
yeah, and that's like her reply was a creative reply. You know?
Yeah. You make
Like,
it like you joke.
yeah.
You make it joke.
And
yeah.
she sort of got control over that situation with that sort of joke.
Mm.
She could sort of make fun of herself because she
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah,
been
exactly.
in anything. But
Yeah.
it's it was a good reply to that question, I guess. But yeah, so how do you protect your mind from all of this? And specifically, like we've talked about so many times, where you have friends and family
Yeah.
that are always like,
It's
So-
usually the ones that
Yeah.
sort of discourage you or like are afraid or like they worry about you.
yeah, they, I guess, project their fears
Fear,
on
yeah.
you. And it's like, yeah, so how are you going to make money? Like when
Mhm.
you say that, oh, I want to be an artist.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's great. So, but how are you going to make money?
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to work with? And that's like, well, I just told you.
Yeah.
But
But it is
understandable as well. Like, of
totally
course.
understandable, but I think depending on sort of I don't know. Like I think I'm so much for encouraging it
Mhm.
that I don't like that's my bubble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think since I am in it, it's so hard for me to put myself in their shoes. Like I totally get why my parents would worry, although they never did. Thanks. Just kidding.
Thanks for
No.
caring, Mom.
Mom. No.
Jeez.
But
God.
I always got the support there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I
same.
think that externally though, that's where the sort of
But I think, to be honest,
But it was
we've
always
always
also-
worked. We've
Yeah.
always had normal jobs
Yeah,
and then pursued our dream.
Yeah.
It's not like we didn't do anything except drawing because we're like, we're going to become illustrators
yeah.
and nothing else. Like, not a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
I know Artem did that. Like, he started, his first job was like graphic design or some
Mhm.
illustrator
Yeah.
type gig, and he's only worked with that.
With that. Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. Like
that
he's
is
got to be
awesome,
like
yeah.
1 out of a billion
A
or
few, yeah.
something that's been able to do that. It's totally super impressive.
Mm.
But for me, like I learned so much from doing all of the shit jobs that I brought into my
Dude,
life now.
the best thing about those jobs is how much you appreciate where you're at. Like,
Oh
you know
my
what I
God,
mean? When I
yes.
think
If
back to
anything,
stuff, yeah.
yes, that
Just
is
like that
definitely it.
asshole, that shit job,
Yeah.
like the hours, the labor, the
Exactly.
amount of sort of
Working outside in this fucking weather.
yeah.
Like you get snow rain on you and like -10 and you still have to like carry lumber
Yeah,
for
onto
8
the
hours.
fucking truck, yeah.
just being outside. Like for 10 years I did that, you know.
Mm.
Insane.
That means you're old.
Yeah. Yes. Like you guys can actually see the gray hairs on this side.
Or my beard.
But just like you said, I'm so fucking grateful for where I am right now because I
Same.
did those 10 years.
Dude.
Not that I didn't do a lot of fun shit during those 10 years. Like
Yeah,
there was
but-
this and that job here and
Yeah.
there, and like it kept, like I still had that carrot, you
Mhm.
know, I still had that thing to chase, and that made the work was
Yeah.
nothing. Like that was just.
But
a
do you
means
ever
to an
get
end.
the sort of thought like I should just quit what I'm doing now and just get a normal job? Like have you thought of that?
Yeah.
Like because I've done that
so
as
many
well.
times?
I've romanticized about having a normal job,
Mm-hmm.
but then I'm at the like store or something, and I was like, I would hate it here.
Yeah.
I would hate him. I would hate this.
Yeah.
I would hate whatever she's doing over there. I would hate that.
Yeah. No,
And
like
you know what I mean? But I've romanticized of the idea of sort of like having a normal job where I just like sit at a reception.
Yeah, just be in a warehouse and
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
just,
and just-
sort stuff or like
exactly.
yeah,
I'll put stickers on things. I'm sticker guy.
like
Conveyor belt.
mindless.
Yeah.
Just like bop 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 bop. Oh, I get to go home now. Yeah.
Bop, bop, bop.
Do, bop, do, bop.
Conveyor belt work has all. That's the song.
That almost actually worked.
Mhm.
Conveyor belt work. Yeah, sorry.
Cool.
But yeah. But yeah, something that he brought up is that
Something you
No,
brought
but
up, but
if you are a creative, that like everyone thinks you are nuts until you've made it. Like everybody's like, but why the fuck do you do this? Like you are a crazy. But now this is probably more of the real artist people that are like very.
Before
out
we
there,
dive into that, you as an artist, I've like, because the people within my family and like friends of the family and sort of like, I've gotten a lot of support because I was good for my age.
Yeah.
So I've always been encouraged to pursue art.
Yeah.
And not, do anything else. Have you had that support as well? Because when you see someone that isn't very good but still wants to do it, and let's say they're, like closer to 18, they can't draw for shit, and you've had all this time to practice. And I think a lot of people find themselves in that position where you just stop drawing at 12 or 13, where you like discovered girls or boys or whatever the fuck you discovered.
Yeah.
And you stopped, and then in your 20s, you've like sort of come back to it.
Yeah.
But we've always done it, so we've been fairly good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say good,
but we've like been a little bit ahead of the curve, maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that has always, that little thing, that little detail actually, has always been in my favor. It has given the impression that this guy is serious about this.
Yeah,
But
like
then
he could actually
do
make
something
it.
with
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
But then you actually do compare my work with the people that are working, and it's not even close.
No.
But
Thankfully, our parents couldn't Google at the time.
they couldn't Google exactly. Like it took them like a better part of like 20 years to catch up.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the level where it's like presentable,
Yeah.
and I'm also in the industry, so that helps. But yeah.
Yeah. No, of course I've had support,
Yeah.
but I think with them it's like they've just let me do whatever I wanted,
Same.
not like pushed me to become more of an artist. They haven't pushed me in any way like that, other than Dad being like a total asshole with the stuff that I've done. When it's like the biggest compliment I would get from him was like, "Yeah, it's good." Like that's when something is really fucking good. That is the top mark. It's like, yeah, it's
But
good.
you know what the biggest compliment is, though? That he lets you draw that shit on his body now.
Oh yeah. Actually, he
That's
just got tattooed today. I didn't have a chance to stop by and laugh at him, but Nelson is doing a Zelda piece on his calf. So
But
yes, I know.
why didn't he take one of my drawings, son of a bitch?
Well, he never gave us one of the art
He didn't
drawings.
ask.
Yeah, he did. Or actually, my mom did.
Yeah, but that's not the same.
Yeah.
Talking about tattoos.
Still the same. But yeah, that is the biggest compliment, of course.
Yeah.
Like with him just giving me his right arm and going like, let's just
Do me, son.
yeah,
Like,
penetrate me.
Penetrate
yeah, I
my
know.
skin.
I know that's what you wanted me to say.
so wrong, though. So wrong.
Yeah. No, but just like giving me the arm and being like, we need to win some competitions. Do your best work. No pressure, son. Just fucking make me awesome.
He's like, aren't you pressing too hard? What the fuck?
Dad. Yeah. Yeah, it's going good. Going good. Yeah. No, I can't wait to finish off the arm. Like we've made it all the way around and it's starting to look really fucking good actually. Like I don't say that a lot about my work, but I'm really liking the way the composition has come together and how we've solved the different sort of areas that we had to work with. So at this stage, it's like maybe I have room for one more portrait and then just stuff to tie it all in and make it a solid piece. And then we'll see if we keep working up on the arm or if we just keep it down here. But yeah, loved every fucking second of doing it. Like
and
getting
he's
to
really
hurt him.
letting you do your poster stuff, basically. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because I really took it to the limit. Like the first thing I did was the Tarantino with the anime.
Yeah, with the from
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. Thank you.
Yeah. Which was like really, like I'm gonna test this to like the furthest extent to see how willing he is to just go with it, And he was like,
Because he has the Wolf of Wall Street as well. That's him, right?
No.
That's not him. That's not his?
It's all Tarantino.
Oh, okay. So only the Tarantino stuff is his.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we have Tarantino. We have
that guy,
Lucy
that-
Liu, but the anime version
the
of Lucy
anime
Liu
version.
from Kill Bill. We've got Samuel L. Jackson from Pulp Fiction.
Mhm.
We have Brad Pitt from Inglourious Bastards
Mm.
now, and then Christoph Waltz from
Yeah,
Django.
that's the guy that I never can
Oh, okay.
remember the name of.
Just think
I
of
was like,
waltz, like
waltz,
you're
yeah, the
waltzing.
dance,
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and the car from Death Proof,
Oh, of course.
like the poster,
Mm.
I guess. So that's what we
The
have.
best thing about that movie.
Oh yeah, I actually love that movie.
It's okay.
It's a badass. But yeah, so like constant support, but more like we just want you to live a good life.
Mm.
As long as you're happy, we're happy. That's the support I've had. And then me pursuing art, I think probably started with me wanting to be better than dad
Mm-hmm.
and kick his ass in, well, the only way I could, because I am scrawny and he's big and he can punch really hard. And
But he's
yeah.
losing that strength, dude.
Exactly.
Age is on
yeah,
your side.
I know. Yeah, he's more fun to punch now too, because he's more flabby.
Boy.
Makes better sounds. But also, like, actually seeing him acknowledge that I am better than
Mm.
him at art or like drawing, that was like, da-da-da, da-da-da.
But that comparison, you know what it is like? It's like you're both fighters, but he stopped fighting 20 years ago, and now you're going to fight him without him ever training again.
Yeah, pretty much
Because
that.
I haven't, like, has he ever drawn since the
I've tried to get him to, like, because he has a unfinished Spawn oil painting that's been sitting since like
Forever.
Spawn.
Yeah. The 90...
The second
shit.
issue of Spawn
Yeah.
came out, 92, I
or,
think,
yeah.
something like that, or 96.
Dude, he used to, like, remember when he bought the Wolverine like that statue and he painted it and everything?
Yeah.
Like, dude, he used to, you know, like, what makes you give up that creativity? You know, like that expression.
It was just too much of the normal work stuff
Yeah.
got in the way. Because I have talked to him about it, and he
Mhm.
is like a little bit upset or sad that he
Mhm.
hasn't actually done more with it.
Yeah.
Because I have told him so many times how much of a big inspiration he has been, and you know,
And not only for himself.
no, for like
for
all of us,
the kids
in
in
our
that-
little clique
Yeah.
that actually did anything
Mhm.
with art.
Yeah, yeah.
Anders and
Yeah,
Francisco,
of course. Francisco,
everybody.
yeah,
Yeah.
was exactly.
no, everybody, and they've all acknowledged him, like, which is so nice.
Because he was
to be
the only
honest.
one that I knew that was grown up and could draw, you know,
Yeah,
like
And-
anything worth mentioning.
exactly. But like back then, he could still like just rough
Mhm.
out a sketch or something and like impress us, you
Mhm.
know. But then, yeah, slowly but surely that faded away.
Yeah, just
Work took over, and I think he was like he had lost interest, so he wasn't like up to date with stuff anymore, and
Ah,
that
okay,
maybe
that-
felt bad or some
yeah,
shit.
maybe. Or maybe
But-
there's the stigma around that as well. Like
Yeah.
he's an older man who likes that shit.
Maybe
But how old is your dad now? By the way,
61.
61. Yeah. So he was like around our age when we were like 7, 8. You know,
Yeah.
like he was a bit older than we are now, but still around that age.
Yeah, I think he was 20. How much was it? 24? No, 26 maybe when I was born.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that might be it. I mean, they are from a different generation,
That's what I mean.
so
like,
that stigma is definitely a bigger thing there and then.
Mm.
But he also did, because he had the opportunity to actually become an artist
Mm-hmm.
when he was 13. Like they wanted him into Konstfack in
Oh,
Stockholm.
shit. Yeah.
His art teacher was like, "You are way too good. Like,
For this shit.
yeah, I'm gonna set you up with a mentor in Konstfack. You need to go and become an artist."
Mm.
And my dad was like, "Fuck you."
I'm
gonna
a
make money.
boxer.
No, that was before that.
Oh, shit.
Like he was 13, so he's like, I'm just gonna start working instead. So he went down to the docks and started working with the boats and shit. Yeah, so
Mm.
different generation, big time.
Especially if you hear the stories that he has.
Oh man, so many,
so many crazy
stories.
fucking stories.
Fucking hippie. Yeah,
Dude.
yeah. No, it's funny. They make fun of me because I have long hair,
Mhm.
but he had hair down to his ass and walked around barefoot all the
Yes.
time. Like the
Yeah, I remember talking
biggest-
about the skin on his feet, like at some point.
yeah, exactly.
Growing up.
Like he's not ticklish under his feet
Yeah.
because he's
There
got
is
like
nothing,
leather,
no nerve endings.
leather
left.
skin, and yeah, he could probably walk on coals easily. Hot
Mhm.
coals. Anybody can
No,
walk
cold
on coals.
coals.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at me walking on coals.
Look at me, son.
Whoa, Dad.
Doesn't hurt a bit. Ow, fuck.
Fuck,
Point.
sharp. Oh, yeah.
How do we get here?
I don't know.
Yeah. So
Your
yeah,
dad's feet.
exactly. But yeah,
Save us notes.
but yeah. So I was talking about how like everybody thinks that you're like nuts or crazy
Yeah.
when you are a creative up
Mhm.
until the point that you made it, and
Of
once
course,
you
of
made
course.
it,
everyone's
everyone's
were gonna
like,
make it.
oh my god, yeah, oh I totally knew it, yeah,
Telling you that guy was heading places.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I mean it's the same with us. Like when you talk to
That
people
was-
now
yeah.
that you haven't talked to for years and years,
Yeah.
now that we are working in the
Oh,
industry
yeah,
and
yeah,
sort of
of
making
course.
money, they're like, yeah, I always knew you were gonna do like
Mm.
great, and you're
Yeah.
like,
But
why
you
didn't
know
you
what I
fucking
love?
support me,
Dude, what I love about that
They did.
statement
You all did.
is actually the opposite. People that I thought were going to go places. I was like, damn, that person has like the
Rafa.
charisma, yeah, the skills, the blah, blah, blah. Anything he does turns into pure gold.
Mm-hmm.
And they did nothing. They
Yeah.
did nothing.
That's so strange to me. Like,
No, but
what
I-
went wrong? What happened? Why did it dead end?
But I think it's when you have something that comes almost for free,
Yeah.
you know, like the innate ability to understand or to pick things up easily,
Yeah.
you don't appreciate them.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the struggle that comes from like all
Work.
the shitty jobs,
Yep.
this like finding time to be
The grind.
creative, the grind, like it makes like it builds something that lasts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
yeah. It's persistence
Yeah.
and then like I think it was also probably because we invested so much time into it
yeah.
that it's like we've gone past the point of no return. Where it's
Mm.
like, well,
No, I'm not very good
Like,
at anything
I-
else.
I have to make something of myself now with this. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, why did I?
Invest all this time. But that's
Exactly.
also a dangerous thing. I think
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
get
yeah.
stuck. Like this is who I identify with, and then you just do that, you know, and
Yeah.
you just can't let it
No.
go. And you like sometimes you don't even enjoy it anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you just keep doing it because this is who I am now. So
Yeah.
and I've seen that a lot as well. I was like, you don't enjoy this anymore. Like no,
No,
but it's what I do good. I'm good at it. Like
but yeah, then why?
so,
Like, I'm really good with a fucking mop, but
dude,
I'm not doing
yeah,
that.
I'm not gonna do that either. Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, it doesn't make sense. And it's so sad. It's so
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
sad, really, when you like think about the amount of talented people that we knew
Mm-hmm.
or know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
I thought
But,
about
yeah.
another thing as well
Mhm.
regarding creativity is that, like, with that innate sort of like talent, if you will, like the ability to pick things up faster than others and excel at stuff. Sometimes, you know, like we don't appreciate what we create, you know, like especially if we do, since we have to practice at what we do, you know, like we invest a lot of time
Yeah.
and with it's sort of like listening to a new song. And then by the point you know all the lyrics, that song isn't all that great anymore. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
it loses its shine once you know all the lyrics and the rhythms and
Yeah.
everything.
That's a
Uh,
great comparison, actually.
Yeah, because there are some songs that I just like, this is the best song
Mhm.
until I know it. And then
Yeah.
it's not that good anymore.
Yeah.
But I feel that drawing and like the stuff that we create feels in the same sort of way that you invest so much time in it that you're like, this isn't creative. Like this is just my shit.
Yeah.
But then you show it to people, and that is exactly,
Yeah.
oh my God, I've never seen anything like this, or
Yeah.
like the way that you use this pen, or the way that you sort of draw this specific thing. There is a fingerprint there, you know, a
Mm-hmm.
DNA that, like, you could copy me, but that creativity wouldn't be there, you know, because
Yeah.
you don't know the reason or the why behind why that artist does the thing that they do.
Yeah. like
Like you-
all of those
yeah.
years getting to that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, like, whether it's fun or terrible, however you're feeling, does not play into it in the long run. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
once it goes out to the public,
It's gone.
it's like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
be perceived as awesome, great, offensive, blah, blah, you know, like, you can't really,
Yeah, but only for those like 30 minutes.
for that.
Yeah,
of
and
course.
then it's gone.
No, because art, like, I think sometimes we put too much focus on, like, the outcome rather than, you know, like, because once you've done something, you should just let it go and then move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And just, because the more expectation we put on the end product, the less creative, I think, like, the fear of how that will perform in the public eye
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we sort
My
of,
Tango and Cash poster.
like your Tango and Cash,
I
like, it
didn't-
ruins all the creativity that goes behind it.
When we talked about like all of that stuff
Yeah.
in that episode, I didn't bring that up,
Mm.
but it occurred to me when I got home that like I worked so hard on that poster.
Mm.
Of course, the expectations of this is going to give me some form of fame or
Yeah.
it's going to get me somewhere
Mm.
because I've invested so much in this. And then 136 likes on Instagram.
Woo!
Awesome. Half a year's work.
Yeah.
That's all I got from it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
But that is only if I focus on the social media aspect
Yeah.
of that and seeing that as the only payoff of creating it.
Yep.
Which is why I've said so many times that I've learned and so grateful for that process of learning how to take more time with the piece, learning how to like get more invested in the piece as well. Whereas in the beginning when I did work on that, it destroyed me. It was so frustrating in the beginning getting past that point. But then the more I worked on it, almost the more I didn't want to finish it to an extent. Like it was so just nice seeing it sort of slowly getting more and more finished, you know. So yeah, like it was a weird sort of derail there, but I just had to get that out because social media fucks everybody over. And that was such
a
a
expectation rather than
because 136 likes. Fuck.
But I would say the way where it succeeded though and should be a win is I would say any response to anything you create is a win.
Yeah.
Whether it is a negative response or a positive one, like it is a win. Like I still to this day think that it is one of your best ones.
Thank
you.
you.
It is really nice. And you know, the love that we have for that movie, whether it's really good or not, I can't see that objectively. Like it is through the sort of the retro specs
for sure.
And,
yes. Yeah.
but it is just like I think if some people can just react to your work, you know, and elicit like response from them, I think that is the win.
Yeah.
And then just move on.
Yeah, and that's
And it is hard. I totally get it with the investment, but I think that the closer you can get to that and accept it, and then you know, like I'm thinking of people are so worried about fame, you know, like becoming famous for their work at least, and just think about all the artists that lived in the past. Like they had to die
to get famous.
Yeah, and some didn't even get
I was
famous
just gonna
after
say.
dying. I'm
They
just saying
died.
that sometimes you just haven't found the right audience, and now you know there's a lot of audience out there that can get your work seen. Like eventually, like it might not happen today, so don't worry about the short game. I would say, like it's more important to stay creative so you don't get jaded, as we talked about before when we looked at the Bobby Chu thing.
Yeah.
Just don't let this industry or social media and everything else that goes into art like ruin you, because the more frustrated you get about not getting the results you expect, like it's going to kill you and you're going to become more jaded. You're going to become more sort of frustrated at this whole thing, and that'll all eat into your like creativity. And you know,
and it might end up like you not painting or drawing anymore or creating anymore. So
or you do it and you just not a cool guy anymore. You're just like this asshole. that has these expectations, and you tell everyone about them all the time, like on your podcast. No, dun, dun. No, but I just like, it's good to stay mentally healthy when it comes to this stuff, you know.
Yeah. But that actually brings us into another thing that I was very drawn into with the clip that I watched, which is the loneliness of being an artist.
I have a couple of things on that as well. That's
because that is, I think it's, if you are a proper creative, you will be lonely, but you have to.
But is this like the thing you said in the start, like where you're sort of lonely in your head type of thing, and not so much like socially lonely? But
well, I mean that too, but it's, I think, more in my head or in one's head. That's at least where I think it's really interesting, because you are the only one that understands what you mean, you know. It's like you have your own language, like you speak Groot.
No, okay.
But nobody else can speak
and then
Groot.
you've written a book in Groot and you're giving it out to everyone,
and everybody's
no
like, ooh,
what
nice, yeah, thank you. Yeah, you know, toilet paper or whatever. But
I love that someone takes your book and wipes their ass. Just gonna use this as toilet paper.
Exactly. Like, I guess every time I give my mom a new portrait for Christmas.
Thanks, Mom.
No, but that, just the fact, like, how loneliness and being an artist goes hand in hand. And this is even if you're a musician or actor or actress or writer or whatever it is, because it is you alone with your craft at the end of the day.
Yeah, I get it.
And for many people like us, it is the end of the day, and we sit there alone in the dark drawing on our little iPad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
because I'm thinking about that as well, and I've never felt alone. You know what I mean?
No, but
I have enjoyed my time alone, like before I had kids.
Yeah.
Like extra now, like way more now.
Now
but
it's precious.
Now it's very precious. But I
mean,
never felt alone.
That's the fucking thing
But I
with
think,
us.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
It is us.
Yeah.
It's not you, it's us.
So
we've always been social butterflies. Like when I meet people, I tend to come off as a nice guy, fun to hang out with. People want to be your friend, although
if
you
they
don't.
only knew.
Yeah, if they only knew. But we come off as friendly, inviting.
Yeah.
And like, I would like to hang. No, but I would like to hang with that dude. Like, he seems like a good time.
Yeah.
So the sitting alone and I've never lost my social part, like the social part of it. You know what I mean?
That's helped the social part, I think. Like,
I think so too. Like, it's become the bragging thing. You're like really good at something. It was always the drawing. Like, oh, it's the guy that draws really well.
Yeah.
Like even at parties, they were like, "Oh, dude, could you just draw a rock?" Like, I remember this at Olof's place.
Draw a rock.
Yeah, exactly that. They were like, "I've been trying to draw a rock, you know, and I just can't just do something and I can use it as reference later." Dude, it's such a dumb thing,
but just gave you cred.
But just gave me cred, exactly. And then you're the life of the party, you know.
Like, oh, look at him
Whoa,
draw that
look
rock.
at that rock. Dude, that was, as absurd as that sounds, like the status that you get for that stupid thing, that's what I'm saying as well. Like, the thing we take for granted and the way that it's perceived.
Yeah.
Like, it's really like...
But I mean, then again, like, you go home.
Yeah.
You sit down and
exactly.
you draw. Like,
and that is for me, that alone thing is so precious. Like, that I've never felt alone. Like, I think that's the difference. I'm very comfortable, and I've always been in my head. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's actually a great point. Every time I sit down and draw, I don't feel alone.
I don't feel alone,
no.
dude. There is so
it's
much.
It's me with my best friends. Like, these people or things, they understand me more than you do or anybody else.
Or anybody else.
Yeah, that's so true. Like, that's a good way to flip it.
Because that's the thing. Like, all the hours I spent alone don't feel like hours I spent alone. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, how does
time
that
is
time?
Gone.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, time is sort of like you're trying to hold it in your hands, and it's just disappearing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you're just like trying to make it last so you can have more hours to do what you love.
Yeah.
And it just keeps getting away from you.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't feel alone when I create. Even if I've spent like a week doing, whatever I'm doing. Like, it's just not enough time.
Exactly.
Like, it's
never enough
time. It's never enough time, yeah.
That's so interesting too. Yeah. And like, because he brings up the example with this island, or like you have this, what is it? Let's call it a big island and then smaller islands, because I don't know the exact terms that he used.
Island stuff.
Yes. But so you have sort of the big main island, that is where we live in, and we have these rules and like everyday life, even language and the written language. All of this is a thing in this republic, or whatever we want to call it. But then you have these small islands as the creative, where you go to. And in this island, there is no language. There is nothing else. There is only the Tango and Cash poster. Like, that's its own language. And if you from the Republic came over to that island, you wouldn't understand shit. But I'm trying to make Tango and Cash into something that the Republic can relate to in a little bit of a way. Like, so you can't lose. Like, that was the interesting part of this, was that no matter how far away the island is sort of from the Republic, you still need to make it a little bit relatable, or it can also go the opposite way, where all of a sudden that becomes something that the Republic starts understanding, and then that becomes a new norm. Like, he brought up Picasso as an example, where like he started doing these cubistic, really strange things, and that became a normal thing for him to do, where people was like, well, that's a Picasso. Where when he did the first ones, people probably go like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's not a portrait. Look at Raphael, that's a fucking portrait. Like,
exactly.
Stuff like that. And then that became a Picasso. And then he had to change, so like that became normal. So how does he go artsy fartsy from that? Like, and that's, these islands and fuck.
But I think that
I hope it makes sense.
No, but I think
that
but that is the job of the creative as well, is to translate. Or connect ideas. Like, sure, you have like I saw a video talking about the creation of the phone, the iPhone, or like phones and computers,
Thomas
and how someone connected that. Like, we could have a computer in our hand that's also a phone. Like making that connection, like Apple.
Yeah.
And that is a creative mind. That person
was high.
Dude, that person was awesome. Like, dude. And I think... Dude! Just like when the two biceps meet, the hands clasp in The Predator.
Yes, exactly. What? You
son of a bitch. It's a son of a bitch moment, indeed.
It is, yes. I love that. That's a good one.
I don't remember who said that, though, and what video, where, but it was a good point.
It is a good point. But yeah, it's always like you can't stray too far away from the thing.
The normal, but you could always connect it with something from the normal, like the crazy with the normal, sort of. And
I guess that's easier today as well with social media and all. Like, you're able to explain. Like, when you post something, you have an explanation to your post. If it is like very, very weird and nobody can actually see what it looks like or is supposed to represent, you as the artist can still write, "This is a dog," and everybody's like, "Well, I guess he thinks that's a dog," or whatever.
He's creative,
but Picasso, he didn't have that.
Oh man!
But
Picasso could paint as well.
Yeah, he could.
That's the thing with him. But I still remember as a kid, I was like, I want to look at an artist that can paint, and then I got schooled.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, he could paint as well.
He was just so sick of painting.
He was
the
just
normal way.
Yeah.
But it's also interesting that for him, like, he saw that way.
Yeah,
and that was the only that was normal for him, like seeing the sort of weird cubistic stuff. And nobody had seen that before. And then he could finally bring us into his head with this painting.
With this.
Then that's also something that is so awesome with artists in general, I guess, that you are able to take people from this republic that want to see what your inside looks like in a way. Like, this is how I am.
This is what's happening up here.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, it's so scary too, specifically with all of my really weird dark shit that I create.
Yeah, fuck. Where the fuck is that coming from, dude? Like, even me that knows you don't know you. What I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I can't. Like, I was like, what?
But it's like, if one of those roads had gone a different way, I might have become a serial killer or some shit. But no, now I just do some weird sculptures instead.
I was actually gonna say, like, the sculptures is when it starts getting really weird.
And those are so just spawned out of nothing.
Yeah.
It's just a big lump of clay, and I
You
form it,
form
and
it
that
into
becomes
something,
what it is. Like it's
Yeah,
it is weird.
But they're like,
But
I feel
cathartic.
like those are sort of like going the Geiger way, the HR Geiger
Oh, yeah.
direction. Like if I would just leave you alone for a few years and like take all the social around you like away from you, you'd start like doing penises and infants and shit. Like this is a mountain, and then like no wait, that's a butthole, and then you have the penis, and then their fetuses. You know, like because when the first time I opened an
So
HR
now I
Geiger,
can't leave you alone.
No.
It's just gonna be buttholes
Yeah.
and penises
Dude,
everywhere.
the first I remember seeing Alien and then going to the sci-fi bookshop in Gamla Stan, and I was like, I'm gonna get the H.R. Geiger book, and then I just opened that. It was just penises, fetuses, like vaginas. You know, like it was just like, the fuck is this,
Playboy?
dude? It was so far
Or maybe
from play.
Hustler, maybe.
This was just like Playlien or something. Like I don't know, dude. It was
Playlien.
Playlien. I
Oh,
couldn't come
dude,
up with
that
any
was
Playboy.
horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can edit this to a good joke.
No, I will not. Yes, unedited, unscripted, and
Before we leave this one, actually, being something alone.
Yeah.
Uh,
You got more of the alone
No, but it was just like how we sort of
that we don't understand one another.
no.
Trying to
Creatively-
articulate an alien process to somebody who doesn't understand.
No.
Nope.
But I was just like the way that you can create ideas, like like being creative alone and the benefits of doing it with others.
Yeah.
I've discovered now, or actually, when we were kids and like sat and watched movies, talked and drew, like I always felt that we spawned a lot of ideas from that, like
Oh, yeah.
mundane bullshit that with the back and forth were like seen in a new light, or you know, just like we would just make it so silly that it would become this new thing
Yeah,
that felt original. You know,
that's
like,
how the turtles were born.
exactly the example.
Yeah.
That I had
Oh,
noted
really?
as well, yeah. But like
Yeah.
throwing ideas back and forth. That's why like during Corona you can't meet everyone you want to meet, but you can still talk to them online. So having
as you
like a
said meat.
creative.
What do you mean you don't eat
No meat.
Yeah, sorry.
Great reference. Totally fits this scenario. But just having like a chat group, you know, of a few sort of like out of the box thinkers in your
Like-minded peeps.
exactly, or you know, I would say they don't have to be like-minded as long as they are minded. You know, like they can think outside of their rigid little box. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when you can joke with someone to the point where it's illegal, almost offensive to everyone.
Well,
Like, I
I
think
mean-
those people, no, but you can, yeah, but that's what
like,
I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
But every joke.
Yeah, but I have a few friends, you know, that I can do that to to a level that is not okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I could never make a podcast about that. Like, I get the first episode out.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that finding people that you know you connect with in a level where you can like freely spawn ideas and really like the back and forth there is so fucking helpful
Yeah.
when it comes to creativity. It's like you just fucking bazooka the white page. You know what I mean? Like you, because the shit that comes out, like how it escalates as well.
Oh, yeah.
But that's how we did it at King as well. Like the team, we were very tight as people, like, and we would make jokes. Like most of the Candy Crush stuff was based off of offensive or you know, like ridiculous stuff. Just like whatever we could spitball at the time, you know. And then eventually, like, oh yeah, that's like blah blah lagoon, you know, like or like whatever the fuck the levels were called, you know,
yeah.
like they always sort of came from a bad place, like from something inappropriate or something, you know, like just because we were like throwing it back and forth.
But that's also a little bit of a comfort, I think.
it is like
Because, like, for somebody like me who's not been a part of that process and then looking at the game and it's so fluffy and cute
Dude,
and the colors.
it is a
and
counterbalance
and
for
it's
sure.
like these people are insane. Like,
Yeah.
totally fucking insane.
Yeah.
But knowing that it's all from a dark place.
From a dark place. No, but it is
But
from just like
ish.
some of them are just, you know, like we were like, I'm just gonna like I'm gonna say this out loud and then I'm gonna go report to HR, you know, like on that level. We were even thinking of like who you're gonna call HR, and like just making T-shirts of the Ghostbusters thing with that. Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
So they came from like very inappropriate things.
Good.
Because that game is just stupidly sweet, that
Also
you had
inappropriate.
Also inappropriate, yeah.
So fucking inappropriate. Proper ad.
But that's why I love being creative with other people, like because you can really you can throw out something that feels mundane, and then it gets added on until it just fucking isn't. Like it's investing in an idea. Like I got this idea, and everyone's done this idea. I have a hero. He's Dragonborn. He has a sword, of fire. You're like, cool. That's fun.
Tell me more.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, please tell me about your generic idea.
Yes.
But if you let it grow a bit, the character turns into something else. The sword disappears. He gets a haircut, gets a job.
Awesome.
No, but I mean that things can evolve if you give them time or you spitball them. It's just creativity. But you had something more about the alone thing, right? Was the alien language metaphor?
Well, I wrote down that you have to give yourself time to be with your creative mind and figure it out, and that you can't control it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is sort of where it all ended for me in this, with the whole thinking of this topic, is that you can't, we've reached a point where it's just something that happens, and for me, it has to happen for me to stay sane and just live my life. But I also can't control it. It is something that comes and goes. It's almost like a tenant in my brain.
Have you noticed sometimes that when you're with other people, your mind is it wants to be alone and do that creative shit?
Yeah.
So I'm just there, but
When you
sometimes I
zone
just
out.
feel like a husk. Yeah, I'm just there in body, but my mind is it's already started on whatever I'm gonna do when I get home, sort of. Yeah. And then exactly. You come in sometimes it sounds genuine when you do it, still because practice. But my mind is not really there.
Yeah.
No,
I get that a lot.
Yeah, and
Yes.
sometimes I feel like a fraud, especially if I'm with my kids and my brain just decides to take a hiatus because I can't do anything. I can pretend to, be there, but it's as fake. So, I've just learned to accept it. That's the way that I'm built.
Yeah.
My wife knows that that's the way that I am.
Yeah.
And she's lived with me long enough to see it when it happens as well. So it is, I think accepting...
When your lazy eye kicks in.
Dude, I love...
Yes.
But dude, it's just it just goes in. I got some really good stuff in here. Oh, that would be terrifying. You just see me there drinking coffee, and then just suddenly the lazy eye just travels.
Awesome. Yeah.
No, but I think just accepting yourself. You know what I mean? Finding the acceptance, because we're all built in a certain way. We can't affect the way we look. We can't affect, if we got a mold we can't take it away. Some things we just can't control them. And our minds, I think, is one of the biggest one. We can control it to some extent.
Yeah.
But when I zone out, I can force myself to be more attentive, but I'm still not really there.
No.
You know what I mean? And
If the
it
mind
doesn't-
goes, it goes.
it goes.
Yeah.
And no one else, I'm not, my kids are not oh, my dad isn't there for me or anything. Or they don't notice that stuff. Then, I'm just going to be fine with it.
Yeah.
Because I make sure that I have time for them, but sometimes,
But
you're
that's
in a
the thing.
different place.
If you didn't have time to paint or draw whatever
Yeah.
goes into your head then and there,
Mm.
if you never got to get that sort of out,
Yeah.
that would probably become
that
a
would
big
become a negative thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Just-
but for example, one time that happens is if I get an idea just before I'm about to do something else.
Yeah. Oh, that's
And
the worst.
yeah, the worst. Sometimes I'm I got this really good idea, and then I can't stop thinking about that idea, and I think about it while doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And I can't, and I just wait for the moment when I can get home, sit in front of the computer, and just do the thing.
Yeah. that's the shitty thing with me.
You know
is
what the
that,
best thing is? You sit in front of the computer, you do it, and you're like, it wasn't very good.
Yeah, most of the time, yes. But it's like, because when I have to draw a tattoo design.
Yeah.
Like I know that tomorrow I need to draw a bumblebee and I need to draw like a knife with a hand, and then on my way home I'm gonna be like thinking of that so I can start drawing it. But then, something pops up and I'm like, oof. That would be really cool. And then that takes over everything. So it's that exact same thing. But I still need to force myself to do the real work because I'm going to get money for that, not the other thing. And then when I finally get time to do that
the other
then
thing,
it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Yeah. So that's the worst thing with me. So that's why it's just, work, and nothing for the creative Rob Eklund page.
I thought of something with the alien language thing that you were talking about before.
Yep.
In instances where that happens, actually, because I didn't think it happens, but now that I'm like conversations with my wife, for example, I'm just like, I'm trying to think of this sort of thing, and I'm explaining like a game concept or something, and she's like, "What if it's a forest?" I'm like,
"Just go."
I was just like, what?
Yeah.
I gave you this whole thing.
But
and she's like, it's like a beach with like palm trees. You're like, that's just a scenery. You know, like that adds nothing to this idea.
You didn't hear a single word I said.
Yeah, because but the thing is, her mind does not go into like, this character does this because of this reason, and they're fighting for this thing, and you know, like, that's nerdy shit.
Yeah.
And she don't speak that shit. She's like,
she don't speak that shit. Yeah.
There's like a no, but she's like, at the dead of night, we grab some provisions.
Yeah.
Grab one of those longboats and then row back to Spain.
Like there's no mañana.
Exactly. Over and over. Yeah. Dude, that is
that scene. Yeah.
Yeah. It is beautiful.
The creative process. That
is the fucking creative process indeed.
Yeah. The last thing I had was something we sort of talked about last time.
Liquid cocaine, bitches! No, okay.
We didn't talk about that.
Did not talk about that in a long time. Sorry.
No, but just that, the battling your previous self, I think, is something that I didn't want to sort of let go.
Like the way you saw yourself back then, or like something like that?
Because I have been working on myself from last week to this week and really thinking about what we talked about with the Joseph episode and all of that.
Poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy. But I am definitely reaching, or I have reached the go frozen on the bitch in my life when it comes to the social now. Like I already feel so much better, and this is like 2 weeks after we talked about that. And the whole battling my yesterday self is something that I hold very, very, like, it's in the frontal lobe, so to speak. Like I try to keep that in mind every time I do something now, that it is like, remember, you're better than yesterday. Like no matter what you did, you're still a little bit better today. And actually something that Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey. All right.
I mean, Matthew McConaughey. I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Dark Tower bullshit.
Oh my God. But something that he said, like he was asked, who's your hero? And he said, myself in 10 years. And then
Poetic.
The same guy like met up with him 10 years later, and it's like, well, did you like? Are you that hero, or like? He's like, no, it's myself in 10 years. So it's like every day it's himself in 10 years. So
I've already reached that guy. It's the next guy.
He's always striving to become that guy, like his hero that he envisions himself to be. So every day he works towards that goal, but it's an endless.
And then he stars in the fucking Dark Tower, and I lose all respect for whatever he's going to say.
Or he just wanted some money. But I heard that he said no to like $14.5 million to make a new rom-com. Like, I think it was a sequel to Fool's Gold, maybe?
Okay,
or something.
cool. But he still
but he
did
was
the Dark
like,
Tower.
Yeah.
I was just like
I think he learned from his mistake.
being better.
Yeah.
than you
he's
were
like,
yesterday.
Remember that
That's
hero?
Hey, he doesn't even have to compare himself to any other past self than that one. Like, if you don't do another one of those, you're good.
You're good, man.
You can fucking punch babies as long as you don't star in that movie. Just like
Now you
bad.
can actually see his face when he says that. he did not mean that.
I
literally.
didn't mean that.
No.
I meant that literally.
All right.
Literally, punching babies.
But yeah. But yeah, that was the last thing that I had.
I have
for,
a lot
for that.
more. Fuck this shit. Let me see my notes. I have nothing. No,
You
just
got
kidding. Shit, reading notes. This is cool. Cool podcasting.
So cool.
To all you listening, I'm reading the notes.
I wrote, don't be jealous of others, but prefer to be like them or have what they have. With a Swedish almost.
Fuck, we've said everything so,
Yeah.
like, all over the place.
Yeah, I know.
No, I like it. I actually like this. But yeah, I would say if you struggle with being creative in the field that you're good at,
Mm-hmm.
do other shit. Like, be creative in other ways,
Yeah.
If
I
you
mean,
like pencil drawing, do painting,
Yeah.
or like sculpt or, I don't know, make a vase.
that's sculpting.
Yeah, but I meant like
Yeah.
little
Pottery.
pottery
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called something.
Drejning.
Yeah, I know what it's called in Swedish.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that try other stuff, because being creative doesn't mean that you have an end product that you can show everyone.
No.
And I guess that
And
we
it doesn't
always
mean
come
that
back
you have to draw. Like,
Exactly.
That's not just what we talk about.
Mhm.
No. Like, for me, again, like, writing has been a really nice polar.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Writing is fucking a great example.
Yeah, because you are, like, in my head, I'm still painting and drawing. Like, I'm still creating this piece, but it's written down in code, like,
Yeah.
with almost ones and zeros. Like, it is words
It's
that
called an alphabet, but sure. Ones and
don't be
zeros.
Mr. Smartass, all right? We talked about the IQ test.
And you failed it.
Yes.
Fuck you.
Yes, I failed my IQ test. I got an F. Yeah. But stuff that I said, and then
And
smart
then
stuff.
Smart stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, bro.
Awesome.
Totally. No, but just
But
like
yeah, different things.
different things can really help out. And especially stuff that go sort of hand in hand. If you're drawing for a story, like taking a break from the drawing part and just writing some new stuff to help you out, like either now or further down the road, is like a really good sort of thing to jump between. I think it, like, the one creative thing feeds into the other.
It complements.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And I had another thing, but fuck that. Let's move on from that.
All right.
Move on to the next thing. This is good podcasting.
While I'm
Very.
talking, you can scroll through those.
Yeah, talk.
No, but I mean,
No.
normally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But this is new to me, man. This is new.
Because I don't want to cut this stuff
But
out.
but yeah,
But
time and creativity though. Just like sometimes perform, like for me, the best things that I've done, how we all complain, like, I don't have time. The best things I've done, I didn't have time.
you
I
just
didn't
you just didn't.
Yeah, it's always been sort of like at work or, usually work related actually. It's like I have a deadline and up to the point, like I'm trying to come up with shit, but I just can't. I've had weeks, but it's just like when the fire is really up my ass that all the good ideas are being triggered. And I've noticed that, especially like sometimes when we've come in to record the podcast, and these days are a bit, like sometimes I don't have that much time to do work.
No.
And I get really stressed if I have a lot to do. And then on Tuesday, I know I have to show something. I create more on the few hours before the meeting than I've done the whole week.
Yeah.
Because there's something about,
Crunch time.
but it isn't really crunch time, It's
No,
just
but-
that I just can't come up with anything until I have that fire up my ass.
Yeah. No, but that is me in a nutshell.
and-
Well, you know more than anyone.
Yeah. But it really does help, and just creating that environment for yourself. I'm not talking about negative stress, like sometimes that happens, but I just mean that just having
Pressure.
Like pressure.
Yeah.
Like, I need to do this. I need to present this to someone. Like, it could be, a family member, a friend, whatever. Like, by this date, I will have my song for you or my drawing, whatever it is.
You need to show
my
results.
story. Yeah. Just like somehow to keep yourself accountable so that someone can be disappointed at you. No, but it is basically that. And also, I think sometimes when you're going to present something to a client or a friend, like you've drawn something for someone, there's a fucking pressure. You know what I mean? Like, is this going to be good enough?
Yeah.
Like, what is their expectation on what I'm doing?
Yeah, exactly.
And you get tired of it while
also
making
the
it.
sense of that you can fail
Yeah,
in a way. Like,
yeah.
it's like they're not going to like it and I'm going to have to redo it.
And I think that's something that a lot of artists struggle. Like, when is it good enough to give to them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've heard about people that were drawing a lot, and they were like, oh, this is a great sketch. It's going to be really awesome to see it when it's done. And you're like,
It's done.
but with a very internal voice. Like,
Yeah.
just like one tear. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Captain America. Yes.
Fuck
Or
that.
Chris Evans.
Fuck that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is another thing. Like, it really helps for me to have, like, because when it's too loose, it's going to be exactly that. Like, it's going to be too loose for.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be worth anything. So, yeah, I think. Cool. That is what I have.
All
There's
right.
probably a lot more, but fuck it. I think we've said cool things.
So, yeah. What is creativity then?
The ability to come up with stuff or to connect ideas or,
Create stuff.
create stuff.
Pretty much.
Create cool stuff.
Yeah. So,
And I
everybody's
guess,
creative.
No. Always should have started with that.
It's all
No.
creative. Yeah.
No, but I think just like keeping the pressure off.
Yeah.
Like the
Well, I mean, but
not
like you
that
just
type
said,
of not that type of pressure. That type of pressure is good. I just mean the pressure where you're sort of in your mind, like an art block type of pressure. Where you're just like, oh, everything I do is shit. Nothing's gonna be like I don't. You just created a problem where there was none.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, you don't feel like drawing today? Guess what? You don't have to.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the reason why I think, like, I've never heard an artist in the industry say, I'm art blocked. Like, no, because we have specific things that we need to do. There's a brief, you get handed an idea, and you
create.
translate it.
Yeah.
But when you're at home, here's nothing. You have 4 hours with nothing. Create something.
Go.
Exactly. That's the only difference.
And you have that timer almost. Like,
Yeah, exactly. There's no expectations except your own. Mind ghosts.
like, fuck. Yeah, exactly. It gets louder.
Yeah. So take a chill pill.
Go create.
Go create.
Awesome. Moving on.
You heard it here first. Whatever that was.
Or last. You heard it here last.
First and last.
This is the only thing that you're going to be hearing now. Forever and ever. Moving on!
It was worth one clap.
The clap.
Sorry, I clapped
I
again.
did
Now we
the
have to
monster
clap.
clap. No. It's not how
was
the song
actually-
goes.
I know.
Yeah.
But it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
But yeah, so tools.
Tools.
Tools. Just a little update on the tattoo thing.
Mhm.
Oh my god, it's the most tedious thing that I've ever tackled.
Oh
in
my God.
Exactly. And why didn't I just learn this the last time I did this? Because, yeah, for some screwy reasons.
It's your mind protecting you. We didn't talk about that. So.
Exactly. Yeah, my mind sort of just blocked out all of the painus,
Pain of making the
painus and
previous.
the asses.
The pain. The pain in my brain.
That came with just getting the stencil on the skin.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that was a fun thing.
Yeah, because last time I did the stupid thing where I had the skin at home, printed out the stencils, brought them home, and was like, this is going to be super easy. Splat. Fuck. And then I had to wait till the next day, printed out 2 more.
And
I
you
didn't
have to
bring
dry
the
off
skin.
the skin as well.
Yep. So this time I brought the skin to the shop, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay here until I get it.
I love this sort of Neanderthal approach to it. Like, I and then you just do the same thing.
Yep, kind of.
I just need to print new ones.
So, but the one thing that I like actually needed
Yeah.
to do what I was supposed to do, because like I went to last episode I went to Santa's house, and then I was gonna go straight from there to the shop to just sit there all day and do this tattoo thing. The one thing that I was not supposed to forget was the skin, because that's the only thing that I needed to bring with me to actually do this. That was the only thing that I forgot.
You've been forgetting a lot of things lately, like
No.
headphones, and
That
you
skin.
forgot the skin. Yeah, those two things.
Back-
All those things.
I actually didn't forget the headphones. I was planning to go home yesterday, but I didn't. So it was more that. But yeah, I forgot the goddamn skin. So
annoying.
the
though.
full
Yeah.
I had that full day, but now I had to go home first, pick that up, go back to the shop. It's like
I get
1.5 hours or whatever out of the day that I lost. Came to the shop, I was feeling stressed. Like it just put this super negative spin on
Yeah.
the whole thing. And then of course it took forever to get the stencil on. And I'd planned everything out perfectly, and I was like, I'm gonna cut it into 3 parts so I can place and blah blah blah. The first part, perfect. Well, not perfect, but a little bit faded.
Perfect-ish.
And then I was gonna put the second one on, and it's like, oh yeah, that didn't match. Oh no, that was a little bit crooked. Fuck. All right, let's redo it,
Fun.
and then let's redo it, and then let's redo it, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna put the whole poster on in one go. That almost worked. I was like, oh, I got something here. Redo it, redo it, redo it, redo it,
Oh.
redo it, redo it.
But what people don't understand is that you have to wipe the thing off every
Yeah.
time you fail.
Yeah.
Like
And
the
it
fake
gets like
skin,
more
yeah.
and more purple because
like
you can't.
the previous one
Yep.
looked like bubble gum at
Yeah,
some
exactly.
point just because of the fucking stencil color.
And because I let the first, like when I did it in the 3 parts, the first part was there for quite a while.
Mm.
It had dried in more than the others, so that's always there.
Cool.
But then after like the, I don't know, 58th time, I managed to get it all.
So this
on
one
there.
took longer than the previous one to
No,
get on?
not at all.
Because
like-
that one was, how many times did you try it on the first one? Like
The first one was probably 10 or 11 times. This one, I think 9
Okay.
times. But the first one was over a couple of days because I planned it so stupidly.
Mhm.
But this one was like, it just still took maybe,
Too long.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing. Like,
Yeah.
too long. Because
Maybe-
it's not about printing and trying it on.
No.
Like, it's the
maybe-
wiping
yeah.
and shit as well. Like, that process.
like at least over an hour of
Mm.
trying to just get the stencil on. And then comes the next part, which is the drying of the stencil.
Oh,
so once I
boring.
finally got it on,
Mm.
I couldn't touch it. And then I went back after half an hour, like, nope, still wet. Went back
Fuck.
after another half hour, nope, still wet. Went to lunch, had a beer, trying to calm
Jesus,
myself
yeah.
down. Came back, touched it, nope, still
You
wet.
can't just, like, with a hairdryer or something, just...
I
get it to
actually
fuck-
we have, what
Like
do you
the
call them? Like
vents?
heaters.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So I put that on just to help dry it out faster. But because it's rubber, it doesn't absorb like normal
But it's
skin
like
does.
drawing, like, with a marker that is not like a...
Exactly that. That's what it feels
yeah,
like.
just doesn't stick on.
Yeah.
things,
So it took like 2 hours maybe before it was like solid or on there enough for me to actually pack it and move it.
Mhm. It's the
Uh,
journey, Robert.
Yeah. So yeah, what I managed to do was I outlined the turtle's text. Like, so I was like, I have to do something. Like
yeah.
at least a little bit of tattooing, because
Mm.
fuck you, Tuesday. Like it was
Oh, man.
so goddamn annoying.
When you have time, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to try to do as much as possible. And yeah,
Yeah.
that was
I'm
nothing.
going to bang it out.
Yeah. And that was the last time I touched it. Now, because I have a lot more stuff to do, I haven't had time to sit down and just work on it. And the one day I got a cancellation last week that I had more time to do it. I didn't have the needles at home. So I was like,
That sounds like a drug addict.
yeah.
I didn't have my needles.
Well, kind of felt that way. So it's just like looking at the thing and, yeah, yep, okay, it is what it is. I can't stress it. Can't like force this. You know, it'll it'll grow when it grows. I don't know. Fuck. But patience is the key here, and hopefully now I've learned my lesson. So now it's like I know I need at least 2 days to just prep the skin before I can even start thinking about tattooing it. So like for the next poster, that's going to be a little bit more planned and accounted for.
Yeah.
So like
So one day to just do the stencil and then let it be.
then put the stencil on and then let that dry for a whole full day.
Should get one of those, like one of those plant lamps, that's really hot, and just have it on the fucking thing. Tan the skin, Robert.
Probably burn the whole fucking thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. But at least I've ink is on the rubber plate. Like it's started. It has begun. It's gonna take forever to do, but yeah, I will keep you all posted.
Fuck, I need to start my own little project. I feel like I need to do, and I'm still thinking about those. Like I haven't had the time to go there yet, but to get those like wood carving things, with the
I think
wood burning
burning
kit.
tools,
stuff. Whatever. Need to get those. I really want to try that, and it's so cheap that I should really just go there someday.
Just do it. Invest,
and then I can talk about it here.
Yes,
that's the only reason.
Cool.
To be creative.
Yes.
Content.
New things.
Like we said before, it's all about content and creating for social media.
Exactly. Yeah.
The ultimate form of creativity.
Never create for yourself, only for everybody else.
Social media and the expectation on you from said strangers.
Because you are going to get super famous if you do that.
You know
if
I do
right?
that, yeah.
And then super duper rich. And
that is something we didn't talk about. Like creativity versus fame.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when you're famous for a thing,
but
you're tired of it and you want to do other stuff.
Yeah.
For another episode.
Cool. Yeah.
We'll just get famous, get really, really, really
and
famous,
do
and then we do that episode.
Yeah, exactly.
So, see you in never.
Moving on.
Best part of the podcast coming up. Damn dead of a dough. I don't know. Scat
He's the scat.
He's a retro man. Shitman.
Shitman. That was the best.
I laughed again when I heard it.
Robert Shitman.
Fuck. We should have our listeners make us t-shirts.
Yeah.
You should have a Robert Shitman t-shirt on you.
Casually promoting the podcast today.
In the podcast.
Yeah, in the podcast. Yes.
Cool.
You saw it. You can get it nowhere.
I can send you this dirty.
Yes. I have another one too. Equally dirty.
Equally dirty.
So,
welcome back to the retro with two idiots.
And Mike's. So, retro.
Today
we didn't see anything together.
Not together.
Because
we met Sanna.
Yes.
Or Santa.
Xanax. Da-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na. Get me all the way, Santa. That's not the song today. Yeah.
That's Toto, though.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, first impressions? Yay, nay?
Yay.
Yeah.
She was fun.
Right?
We did have fun. And we also had Enya with us, the dog.
Yes.
Or she.
The pug.
The pug.
The pug.
It wasn't as much pug as I thought. Nah, fuck it. Didn't work.
It's a pug.
Pug.
It's a pug life.
Pug life, indeed.
Yeah. No, super cute. The dog is old as fuck.
Looks like the old lady from Murder, She Wrote when she was really old.
Yeah, so that old lady.
Did. I was like, who do you look like? Except the dog from Men in Black, but...
But that actually, as soon as you said that, I was like, yes. That is her.
That is her, exactly.
It's definitely, reincarnated into a pug. I'm sure she's dead. Probably
She's
not.
definitely dead.
She's dead. Yeah.
Maybe she is.
Yes. Yeah.
I
have her face so vividly.
Dude, same here. And but the thing is, her face and the pug's face now, just like... just crossed over and just became
Where
one.
does one start and the other one end? Yes.
Ew.
And
and ew.
Yes. But
So, what have you seen this week?
I have seen, actually, a couple of things. So
That's great. Let me start. No, just
Yeah,
kidding.
sure.
no.
no, I started watching Raised by Wolves on HBO.
Been meaning to see
Directed
that,
by Ridley Scott and written by some dude.
Cred to the dude.
But yeah, I think it's a big novel
Where's
or
the-
something, and it's like this is proper sci-fi, really, really proper sci-fi, and it looks beautiful because Ridley Scott. But I don't know. There's definitely something there. I don't dislike it in any way, but it's a hard watch too because it's very serious and like sometimes I don't feel like just serious. I want a little bit of over the top fun adventurous things as well. But this is very dark and moody and sci-fi, like proper sci-fi. But I'm gonna finish it and see where it goes. It's
How many seasons are there?
at this point it's just one.
The one, yeah.
I'm hoping it's just like a mini series.
Dude, those are always the best.
Yeah, when it's just like we have 10 episodes and then it's done. That would be really cool. Just like a really long movie, essentially. But who knows? With this, it could be dragged out forever.
And then you get the Game of Thrones ending.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Mwah, mwah.
Thank you for watching for 10 years. This is bleep.
Yeah, exactly. But so far, so good. Really enjoy it. And it looks amazing. There's definitely things here that I see extreme potential in, and I am very excited to see where it goes. Apart from that, I did finish a miniseries. So that's the new HBO The Stand show.
Based on
Stephen King's
The Stand.
The Stand, which is like one of his first really big novels, I think.
But this isn't the first time they make this
No,
show.
like you actually said this today, and it blew my mind. Like I had not connected that
that old show, yeah.
the time of the plague, if you directly translate it from the Swedish title.
Yeah.
But like that was The Stand, and I'm sure they've done that show another time as well, or maybe I'm getting it confused
I think
with others.
there might be another.
Because they did a few like.
Because there was this like 3-part mini series or something like that, I
exactly,
think,
yeah.
and that's the one
Right.
that I saw.
Because I remembered that like being on TV a couple of times, and I remember it being good. Like
I think I enjoyed it, and it was very uncomfortable.
yeah, exactly.
Like I remember it like that. That's the thing. I don't remember it clearly. I just remember it how I felt when I watched it.
So maybe I never finished it. Maybe I just saw like the first part of it or
Yeah, I don't
something, and then
remember. That's the
didn't
thing.
continue it. But I'm gonna try to find it and actually see that, because now I know.
Yep.
But the new show with Alexander Skarsgård and who else is in there?
That's not like that is so like it's so annoying being Swedish and saying their names.
Skarsgård.
Like
Yeah,
no, but not
Skarsgård.
no Skarsgård. Yeah, and
Yeah,
saying them
just sounds
in the
wrong.
wrong way.
But it would sound wrong either way.
Oh, dude,
There's no right way to say it.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
That's the
Skarsgård.
No, but it's like, oh, I am from Barcelona. You know, like when
Yeah, that-
people
oh.
are like saying their own home country
Yeah.
in the way that they say
I
it.
hate that, but it's also like.
But it's also like, why would they say it differently? I know.
It's
I know.
worse when there's like if we say it that way.
Yeah.
Like I'm not Spanish, so
No,
I
no,
shouldn't
no,
say
of course.
Barcelona.
No, but it's like,
Yeah.
like when I talk to Swedes and we're talking about where I'm from in Greece. and it's-
Thessaloniki.
Yeah, Thessaloniki.
Thessaloniki.
Thessaloniki. And they're like, oh, Thessalonica, you know, like, or something like that. You're like, "Bleh."
Saloniki.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it is, I do get it, but it is weird.
Yeah.
Always.
So The Stand. Skarsgård.
The stand.
Take
Take a stand.
also the guy from Westworld and who
The
played
guy?
the first
Like, I was
Cyclops.
like that. Who?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Oh
his
shit,
name.
that guy. Yeah, I know who you
Cyclops
mean.
dude.
Yeah. The love interest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. The good guy.
The
in,
good guy. Yeah,
Westworld.
in the Westworld.
Exactly. Yeah. So like he's in it, and a bunch of other sort of
Fuck,
half
dude, I
famous.
did not see Cyclops. I was like, this guy looks so familiar. Now I know
Yep.
where.
Yeah. There you go.
Fuck, yeah. Cowboy Cyclops.
Yes. And also the guy from Overlord, like the black dude in Overlord is in it. And that took me forever to place, but I finally got it. But yes,
What is Overlord?
it's
What kind of-
it's kind of an over the top Nazi action horror flick.
What now?
It's awesome. It's really cool.
That is a cool mix of things.
Like it's definitely a B movie, but done well.
okay.
I think it's on Netflix, or
So it's
at
not
least it used to
like
be.
zombie Nazis.
Yeah,
like the
kind
one
of.
with the one in the airplane.
No, but it's kind of like that, but in a good way.
Okay,
Like
cool.
it's yeah. Like I should have said spoiler alert, but I've talked about it on the podcast before. It's actually a really fun watch. It's one of those good bad flicks. Anyways, The Stand, it was good. It was actually really good.
Okay,
I
cool.
was invested throughout
Is
the
it
whole
like
show.
is it completed
Yeah.
like the first season?
Yeah, it's a mini series. So
But
it's-
is that are they gonna do it like the other one where it's like a 3-part miniseries, or is it just the one season sort of?
It's just the one season. So it's was it 8 or 10 episodes
completed.
completed. As
I
far
will
as
watch
I know.
I will watch. I love those things.
Yeah. Of course, it's a Stephen King thing, so like
The
towards the
endings,
ending
yeah,
is always like, yay,
Yeah.
yeah. But up until that point, it's like I think it's good. Like I enjoyed the ride. The actors are really good. It's like, oh yeah, Whoopi Goldberg is in it. I know. Yeah, she's back.
Yeah. What?
I know.
What has
Uh,
Whoopi been in? Like I haven't seen her in any. Whoopi.
And I just have to check the notes. Oh yeah, I fucking saw True Romance again.
True Romance. Shit.
Yes.
Christian Slater.
Every fucking actor
Everyone is in that one.
movie.
Yeah.
Even
Shit, I'm
Brad
trying to-
Pitt
Brad Pitt.
as the biggest stoner you will
Oh
ever
yeah,
see.
the guy with the.
It was so like I totally forgot that he was in there.
Shit.
But yeah, Gary Oldman is in it.
Yeah, Gary Oldman.
Dennis Hopper is in it.
Yeah, that's fucking true.
What's his name?
Oh man, I love that
Christoph,
movie. I still have the VHS tape.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen this movie in so long. And
The thing is, I saw this. We were so young when we saw
Yeah.
these movies.
and it's
Like, doesn't he shoot someone in the dick in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Oh yeah. Like it's so
Very brutal,
extremely violent.
Yeah.
But it's also written by Quentin Tarantino.
But at least we saw it as kids, so
yeah,
that's cool.
at least. Yeah, it didn't screw us up in any way.
I
Have you seen my sculptures?
I don't know why I draw dark shit. It's probably.
Thank you, Quentin. Yeah. No, so written by Quentin Tarantino, directed by some other dude.
Tarantino Quentin.
Not directed by.
No,
Yeah.
sh-
No, fuck it. You're always so funny, Elias.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
funny.
No, but that was really good. Like surprisingly good. I thought it
still
was
holds
probably
up, yeah.
I thought it was going to be a lot worse.
What was the girl's name?
Patricia Arquette, I think. Yeah.
Shit, was that who played? What?
Yeah.
My world.
And
is
this was
ruined.
like when Christian Slater was still like hot.
Yeah,
like,
before
he didn't get hot.
I don't know what happened. Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly.
He just disappeared.
I should actually check Joe Blow. I think he's done What the Fuck Happened to Christian Slater.
Cool.
Yeah. I would like to find out.
They even have a character in Archer, that is Christian Slater.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
He's like he works for the CIA or something like that.
Of course. Yeah. And he's in Rick and Morty also.
That makes sense.
But True Romance, of course, like highly recommend that movie. I think it was the first script that Quentin sold as well. Like, so he was still working in the video
he
store.
was. Yeah, cool.
And that was the thing that sort of saved him and got him into
Movies.
and you can so see that it is a Quentin movie, even if it's only written by him.
Mm-hmm.
But the dialogue and everything is there. Like, yeah, it would
Fuck, I
actually,
love good dialogue.
Mm.
Like that's why I
miss-
love movies like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
exactly.
Like it's just talk.
Yeah.
Like the amount of things that do happen are like
Well, a lot of stuff happened.
no, but a lot of stuff happens. But I mean, they're just like they could have been mundane had it not been written in the way that it is written.
Yeah.
Like,
no, definitely.
I
It's so funny.
Yeah, fuck. I need to rewatch that.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
I think I'm
I was
gonna
thinking the
watch
same.
it like either
Yeah.
tonight or
Yeah.
tomorrow. Yeah.
And that's the good thing about like being with Sana, who hasn't seen anything.
Any of these, yeah.
So I can reintroduce all of them.
Relive them through her.
Yes,
That's cool.
exactly.
Yeah.
And she's grown up, so I don't have to be afraid that like I'm
Oh
gonna
my
screw
god,
up
boobs! Whoa!
screw up her childhood in any way. Just her rest of her life. And the last thing that I saw was Nemesis. Yes.
Still have that VHS as well.
Yes. I was sure I had seen it, but after seeing it, I now have seen it.
You do. You know how I ordered that movie?
No.
We used to get these catalogs home.
The jerk one? Like the ones that you jerk off to?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly those. And there was this like the image was like a stamp basically.
Yeah. Like in the
And
back of Holbeck's or like...
No, like before Holbeck's even.
because they
like,
also had movies.
Yeah, but this was the blue one where you sort of like you subscribe to it and you could choose like 3 movies a month or like 5 movies a month or something like that, or like every 3 months or whatever.
Awesome.
And we would always get to select like a few movies, and I think we selected it from one of those like tiny images, the cover of Nemesis,
So fucking worth it.
and it's
It's
so
awesome.
ahead of its time.
Oh, yeah.
And
I think it's from
Oh, man.
87 or...
no, it's not 87. It's early 90s, isn't
What?
it?
No.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna do the cool thing.
But it literally blew my mind.
Mhm.
It was amazing. It's a post-apocalyptic type of cyborg movie.
92.
92.
Yeah.
All right, so 90s.
But there is 2 more. I rented the second one
So it's what, like
And a
Nemesis
third
2 and
and 3.
Really?
Nemesis 2, Nebula.
No.
And Nemesis 3, Pray Harder.
Oh
and
my
they
god,
probably
you
get
can't fucking
worse.
make this shit up.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, it's this one. Yeah, I've seen all of these.
Of course.
It's the one with the female lead.
Oh, okay.
She has, I think, cornrows or some shit, or like, I don't know. Like,
Oh, no.
It's cool.
Okay, awesome. But it was amazing. It was so much more than I thought it was going to be.
And
To be
how
honest.
it's sort of like when they have the digital stuff, the hand-drawn stuff, like how much worse the movie gets, like the difference between the
Yeah.
normal stuff and that stuff.
You got like hand-drawn stuff
Yeah.
and stop-motion stuff.
Yeah,
It's
it is insane.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I enjoyed every second of this movie. Yeah, I got it on YouTube. It was like 40 crowns or
I
something.
might watch that
Yeah.
then as well.
Or maybe 80 crowns. Yeah,
Yeah.
80. Fuck it.
I
It was
wonder if they have the rest of them as well.
probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Or maybe
Aw,
not.
man. Yeah,
But,
that stuff is
like,
so good.
What's it
Stupid
about? So it's about this.
guy?
He's like a super agent,
Mm-hmm.
android, cyborg dude.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody in this movie is like
Is
a cyborg.
that, yeah, but I
ish.
think he's been like
you modify yourself.
yeah,
sort
but
of.
he hasn't got a lot of human left in him, right?
No,
or
that's like
something
the sort of thing.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm only
this amount
yeah,
of human left.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think it was like
'Cause
87%
don't they try to-
machine or some shit.
Because don't they try to kill him, and that's sort of like they rebuild him again, and then
Exactly.
he's like, yeah, that's
He's more machine than man.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
he's crossed that line.
it's like he that gets tested to see like is he or is he not human anymore?
Mhm.
Like does he care about blah blah fuck it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but he's supposed to take a thing to a person and then just gets chased more or less by
Mm-hmm.
the bad guys. And yeah, there's like so much shooting in this movie.
yeah.
So much.
But
shooting.
is the scene with the grandma and the shopping cart and that
Beautiful.
does that still hold up?
that was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he what's he
Did she
say?
bring them out of her purse?
Yep.
Was that the thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just fucking
Because she had a double ones, or did she
no,
just have
the one.
Yeah.
Like a gigantic magnum. Like
Oh, is that what she had? Okay. Yeah.
yeah, and just fucking shoots the guy in the head.
Nice.
So good. And then like the lead is like, I love this place.
Because that's how he talks as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
He actually sounds like a lesser good Van Damme. That's what he sounds
Very
like.
cool.
He's got that Van Damme accent. It's so weird. And a lot of nudity and, well, everything that you can come to expect
Dude,
from.
those are
an
dude
early
movies.
90s
Yeah,
movie.
those are very 90s movies.
But the girls or women in this movie is very badass or are very badass
yeah.
too. Like they kick ass.
yeah, because there's a bad one, right? Like
There's a lot
the
of bad-
evil. Yeah, but I mean like the evil lady.
That's the cool thing here
Hmm.
is that it just feels like they're all equal.
Yeah.
Like
there
there's
is no
n-
gender
like
that
no
plays into
no
it.
no no
yeah.
no not at all. So
Is there an awkward sex scene?
no, it's actually not.
Son of a bitch! No,
awkward.
just kidding.
It's
So happy there
it
isn't.
all works. Yeah.
I remember like in a lot of movies in the 90s, there was always this sort of like awkward sex scene that you just,
Yeah.
it was just like, it didn't look enjoyable for any, it was just like weird.
It's just
like,
two people trying to look good while doing this very awkward act. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. But a big recommendation for anybody. Like I saw this all by myself and I had the best time ever. Like it was so good. Yeah, that is actually all I've seen this week.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I saw one thing, or like two things, but one thing that I saw that you haven't seen
yes.
is Loudermilk on HBO. The only reason I watched it was, Office Space guy. Clicked it, saw the first episode. I was like, this is amazing. Like, it is such a good show.
Awesome.
And it's about this sort of like guy that's been in an accident and he just like, because he's an alcoholic, and he just decides to like quit drinking entirely, and becomes one of these he handles like a, what the fuck do you call him? Like an AA meeting guy, he facilitates the whole thing and just like listens to people, and he's not likable at all. Like he's really an asshole, and he makes it really hard for people to like him, and that's why you like him.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But he's basically like the guy he's in Office Space before the hypnosis, but worse.
Okay.
Like that type of like disconnect with the assholeness of it.
Oh, okay.
And it's such a fucking like dialogue is what this movie is carried on.
Yeah.
Because nothing really happens. Like there's no exciting scene where shit happens. It's just talking. They're all talking.
But
and it's so brilliant.
Movie or a show?
It's a show.
It's a show.
It's I think it's 10 episodes per season.
Okay.
There's 2 seasons.
All right.
And I just binged the first one in one day.
Fantastic.
And then I started on the second one.
Fantastic.
Because I didn't know that existed when I started.
Okay.
And it just like went on to season 2. I'm like, we're doing this tomorrow.
Parks and Rec just came on Netflix now, by the way.
Oh, I'm done.
Yeah, I know.
But it is
for
awesome.
anybody that doesn't,
have
the
the Viaplay one.
yeah. So now you can see Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
On Netflix.
Awesome show.
Yes.
But,
Okay.
Loudermilk is a big recommendation for me, at least. It is, like, I'm not going to tell you any more than that. Just watch it and enjoy it.
Cool. Yeah. Will do.
Mhm. And then we have WandaVision.
Oh yeah, good. That's also something that I've seen.
I know.
But you haven't talked Supernatural. And
Oh, shit, yeah. I'll
your
finish
thoughts
that
on-
shit, yo.
yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Did you was it a good end?
I didn't think the ending sucked as I expected it to.
Okay.
Like, it just kept going the same way that it was going. It was a bit cheesy by the end, and then it was a bit sad. The thing is, I've been watching this show with the right mentality, so for me, it ended as good as a show could end.
All right.
Like, that has run for that long.
Nice.
So if you... I don't know. Like, I would recommend anyone watch Supernatural. It's a fucking fun ride.
Yeah. But you didn't feel like it dipped towards the end
No.
or anything? Like it was still...
I enjoyed it all the way through.
Okay. Great. Yeah, because now, like, I haven't really kept on watching because I started from scratch again. So, but now I feel like maybe I should do what you did and just sort of
Dude,
pick
it was
up
fun.
where I left
It was
off.
fun. Like, it
Try
was
and find where I left off.
And I like some of the ideas and stuff that they touch on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Nice.
But it's supernatural, so it's, a shallow sort of... But it is enough to be enjoyable. That's the thing. Like, it introduces some interesting characters. It's fun.
Okay.
It's a fun ride.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, well, I have to finish it at some point. We'll see when that is. But at least now I know that it's kind of worth at least finishing.
Because I felt that it sort of ends before the last episode,
Okay.
and then there's another one.
Ah.
Where and for me, that episode...
Was better or...
that episode just feels like the ending of Endgame. Like, like where you get like, oh, let us explain what happens next. I don't need that. Like I like how it begins, but I don't like how it ends. Sort of like that they have to paint us a picture.
Overkill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that hand-holding bullshit. Like
No.
I'd rather just like, oh, everyone dies or everything this or like, and then you don't have to go into detail.
Nice.
Like tell me.
That's why I like, well, it's not spoiler alert, but heads up with the stand. Like
Okay. It
I think they made it better than I thought I was in for. But okay, cool.
But then
WandaVision, yes. So you finally caught up.
Yes.
Did you see the latest one as well? Like
I've seen
the
5.
Yeah. So then,
So,
all right. So what are your thoughts so far then?
It actually picks up. Like
Right?
it's not the best show, but as soon as it gets that serious undertone,
Yeah.
it's really good.
But remember, I told you that I think after episode 3, like from 4 and upwards, they're gonna start explaining more, and
getting
and that's
into things.
exactly what happened. Like it was so nice to get that sort of confirmed that I was right. But yeah, so episode 4 is when they really explain kind of well, at least
Or
from the
they're
outside,
figuring out
like
what's
what the fuck
happening,
is going on. So when you see that, you get really like, okay, this is interesting. What the fuck is going on here? And then they jump back and forth again, and it's like, whenever they're in the show, I think it's like very slow, and I don't like. I just want to see the outside stuff more. But yeah, just like you said, it's gotten interesting.
Yeah, I think it is because they're starting to question that silliness that is the first 2, and I feel that those first 2 episodes could have just been the one.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you need to drag it out.
Not really.
Like nobody enjoys wasting time.
No.
And
to be honest, like I'm trying to think back to those episodes and like, what did I get out of that?
You just got like a second by the end of that and a second by the end of that.
Exactly.
Because in the beginning, now that we've seen so far, so spoilers, I guess.
Yeah, spoilers.
Like, at the end of the episodes, when they're sort of like when you see someone sitting at screens looking, like,
now
that feels
know.
like end credits. You know what I mean? That feels like an
yeah.
end credits thing, like someone like directing the show somehow.
Exactly.
Like but it doesn't feel like, oh, there's someone trying to understand what the fuck is happening.
No,
as you do.
That's somebody
when you
that is more in control.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And to me, that felt more like end credit stuff. Like this is part of the end credit scene.
Yeah.
Sort of like it isn't part of the movie, the show.
Yeah.
And now you get it confirmed that it is very much part of the show.
Exactly.
Someone is actually trying to understand what the fuck is going on in there.
Yes, and that was such a great twist. And it actually freaked me out a bit when, again, we have said spoilers, so spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler.
But with when you see Vision as like his dead self.
Oh yeah, that was creepy. It was nice.
And it just like.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was just gonna be like a Blink type thing, and then he kept being that guy, and he looked so creepy.
Yeah. Like
and
just dead.
That really sort of grounded the show for me in a way. It's like, holy shit, like he's just a reanimated corpse walking around, like he's dead.
Oh no, he dead.
He dead, like proper dead. So, and then now with the kids and that they're all like aging up. And like because they have powers themselves, or just one of them, Wiccan in the comics. The other one is a speedster. So, like almost.
So he's basically Pietro.
Exactly. And speaking of,
oh
my
yes,
god,
indeed.
yes. So that the last episode 5 was sort of also like meh, the whole episode.
Yeah.
Until that exact last shot with him. And then you have Quicksilver from the movies and not the other movies. The Fox movies.
The Fox movies.
So, yeah, this is actually...
They recasted it?
Yeah, exactly. It was so
good.
so perfect. But now they've actually merged the Fox and the Disney Marvel worlds, I guess, universes. So, again, like... Now I have to see the next episode. Like what comes now? And like he's not playing himself like that Quicksilver, and he's not sort of playing the Pietro version. Like, or is he maybe trying to be more that version?
We'll see. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And something else that I really enjoyed with I don't remember if it was 4 or 5, is that like first everyone thinks it's Wanda, but then they say something. I think it's in the 5th one, where they sort of like they give you a hint or something that it may not just be her.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
not. Like we don't know yet because she seems equally confused at times
Yeah.
about what's going on, and
Exactly.
like there's a disconnect.
And that, again, that's also what makes this such an
Yeah.
interesting and weird show
And also,
or miniseries.
what was the one called? The where Vision dies? Infinity War.
Oh, no, it's
No.
Endgame.
Endgame. Is that where he dies? I thought he died in the previous one.
No, he died in Infinity. That's true.
Yeah.
Infinity War.
So the thing is that Shuri gets the body.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? And
Yeah, they...
the way they steal it in this show, like she comes in and steals it from somewhere.
She steals it from Sword. Like, that is the new sort of
Like some
shield.
new shield stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Shield thing. Yeah.
So it's like
So-
they had the body,
yeah.
and
But I'm thinking like, because this is where it's gonna get interesting, like at some point. But
Mhm.
I'm wondering if Shuri had time to do something with Vision's, like with the husk that was left.
well,
Because the Infinity Stone was just to bring him to life, or not the whichever stone he had.
it's the
It's
Infinity Stone.
right?
Yep.
And I'm just like I'm curious to see how they're gonna tie it together, because she gets the body to try to save us, like
But
personality.
no,
I don't know.
he actually said that nobody was allowed to sort of touch his body.
Yeah,
afterwards.
exactly. And this
So-
is something they touch up on the show as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
So, like, I think, well, if they respected his wishes,
Vision.
wishes, then they probably left him. I don't think Shuri would do anything because
Mhm.
she's like a proper hero and has a good heart. But who knows what Sword has done?
Yeah.
I don't even know what Sword is. Like, what is it?
Yeah.
Because the leader or the FBI kind of guy is very...
Seems like a douchebag.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he doesn't seem like a nice guy.
No.
But maybe they're just doing that to make him seem that way,
Yeah.
and then it is the
I
opposite.
got a bit confused when they switched the timeline as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she gets back to the real world,
I love that
we
they
get to see
connected
the
that to-
past first.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And then they're showing what happened in Infinity War,
Yeah.
like at the end there.
I
Like
love...
that's where we get pasted in, and you're like, but that looks like the.
Yeah. But it's just so
Yeah.
cool that they bring it, that you get to see all of these people come back from the snap
Yeah.
in the middle of the hospital, and we're there, and it's just 5 years later for these people all of a
Yeah.
sudden. Like, it's such a weird and cool concept.
Mhm. But it took me a while to connect that we were going backwards
Yeah.
now, and then she disappears into that Wanda, that place.
I think you're confused because
No,
we are
no.
going forward. It's not going backwards.
No. But she comes out of she gets thrown out of the Wanda's place.
Yeah.
And then she walks through the hospital.
No. That happens before. Like,
Does
that's
it?
just her remembering when she got snapped back,
Okay, maybe I missed that because I was
because she was
doing
sitting
stuff
with
at the
her
same time.
dying mother, who is Captain
Exactly,
Marvel's
yeah.
best friend.
Yeah.
And
yeah, the lady from the
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Yeah.
Exactly. And then, so
'Cause
then
this
she
is
gets
the daughter, yeah.
snapped back, and then she goes into Sword. That's how we get introduced to the Sword
Exact-
headquarters, and that douchebag leader dude who maybe is not a douchebag.
Yeah.
And then he sends her out to the mission
Yeah, she
to
touches the
investigate
thing, yeah.
the thing. So, like, it's chronological.
Okay.
In
So
that way.
I missed that it was a memory then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's why.
But I understand that confusion as well, because they do jump a lot in that episode, like, because it's jumping to that time, it's jumping to like 5 years earlier, it's jumping to in the thing, and then after the thing. Like, there's so many
Yeah.
times. Yeah. So definitely get it.
So I had to pay attention more than I did.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'm very intrigued. So hopefully it'll just keep escalating and becoming.
And the thing
more and
is, if
more
they played
weird.
this well, I think, and this could be a nice sort of mini, and then they go to the next one, sort of like
That's-
Mando,
I think
where they're like,
that's-
no, we're done now.
I think
like,
that is
yeah.
the plan. Like, so they're doing this instead of doing a movie,
Mm.
so they just can tell a longer story and drag it out
You
a
don't
little
need
bit.
as many people for this.
Exactly.
As well, like it is.
And it works so well with the Disney Plus format. So like, I think they're doing a great thing. They just released a new trailer for Falcon and the Winter Soldier as well, and that looks really good. So I am actually
Thing is,
excited
with
to
Falcon
see.
though, he's never had like a lot of screen time that
No, I
you
know,
care about.
but,
so
like,
this
he's
could be- no,
still-
but I mean, like,
He's a likable dude,
yeah, we'll
and
see
also the
where
Winter Soldier is kind of interesting, and their dynamic is like it's very.
No, I think it could work.
They just talk shit all the time. They're like us,
Mm.
more or less. Just
No,
like-
no, no. I'm willing to give everything
Yeah.
a solid try.
Plus,
And
it
then-
looks like ish movie quality to the
Ah,
action
okay,
and
cool.
stuff. So, well, yeah, I'm
I'm
actually
more
a little
excited
bit-
about like Love and Thunder. Like that's such a it's a great title.
Yeah,
First of all,
yeah.
but then the idea of having like a female sort of lead Thor,
Yes,
it's pretty cool.
yeah, and
It
well,
feels different as well, like from what we've had so far.
I mean,
so-
just anytime you know that Taika Waititi is.
But
attached-
is he directing
yeah.
that as?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm like, just
Mm-hmm.
yes, please,
Yes.
just give me more Taika,
Mm-hmm.
more of the Waititis.
Cool.
Yeah,
Show
to
me
do-
white titties. The worst.
yeah,
Cool.
every time.
Every time.
Yeah. But yeah, fuck. I can't think of anything else. We probably missed something. It feels like we missed something.
Fuck. Might have seen something more now that I think of it.
Yeah, but
I can't think of it.
not important enough,
Not important enough to
Not-
remember. Yeah.
not fast enough, and not
And never hard
never
enough.
erect. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that'll do it for
today.
this time. Smash that
Mhm.
dislike button.
But don't listen to that. Yeah, thank you for listening. Tell all your friends. Leave us a comment below what you liked and what you didn't like.
In the show.
No,
is
no, shit.
below.
About him.
Oh yeah,
The show is great. No, but
I love
seriously.
how tired we became
Yeah,
at the
super
very end.
tired, yeah.
Like,
I've yawned like more times than I'm comfortable with.
Yeah. So good.
But yeah, thank you for tuning in.
thank you.
Really appreciate it, especially if you lasted this long.
Definitely.
I know YouTubers haven't, but the people listening in, thank you.
Thank you. And good luck being creative and stay creative. And remember to try as many new things as you can and fucking go nuts with
If
everything.
that doesn't work like with cocaine, leave your comments at the bottom. Woo!
Woo! Sniffity sniff. And with that, we are out of here, Miss Love.
Adieu.
They